And welcome everyone back to another episode of Planet Crafter, where today we are actually just going to be discussing the roadmap to early access. So there has been a new update from the developers from 2 days ago, from the 9th of February, that actually gives us a little bit of a roadmap into exactly what's going to be happening when the game is finally launched onto early access. So the road to early access, which is dated Wednesday the 9th of February. So they say, hello team. Yeah, the development of the early access version of Planet Crafter is full on, which I'm sure they are. We're all really looking forward to that. The exact launch date is not set, but it will be ready soon. And it's just a matter of days before they announce it. So I think they're going to be announcing the game will probably come maybe by the end of March. That's kind of what I thought it might be, by the end of March. The early access version will introduce moss, herbs, and trees terraformation levels. So those are levels that we haven't seen before. So that's going to be kind of exciting. We're going to kind of delve into this video very quickly. And the next thing they say is you'll be having to use DNA manipulation to create tree seeds and make your world green. So this is another thing that I did see in the video. I think currently to make trees or to get any kind of seeds, it's something that you have to go and scavenge around and try to find these kind of seeds, maybe in a crash site or in a bunker somewhere. You kind of find these things. So it would be good if we can actually go and make those seeds ourselves. So that would be great. Another thing they say, it will let you build new base elements like rounded pod corners and signs. I can't wait for that. That's going to be awesome to be able to label certain things. Well, I know that the storage containers do have labels at the moment, but it would be nice to be able to have our own signs. You can put like some designated area, you put up a sign and you can kind of like name it whatever. That's kind of cool. So the next thing, you'll discover new machines like a gas extractor. Now the gas extractor, I'm kind of lost on the gas extractor. The only thing I can think of the gas extractor, it might be like an oxygen generator. So it might like produce like canisters of oxygen that you might be able to take with you. Kind of like the water extractor, where you get water and kind of puts the water into canisters which you can just take with you. So it would be nice if there is some kind of a oxygen extractor that we can just go to, grab the oxygen, and then we can kind of head off. So making oxygen at the moment using 2 of the cobalt elements, that's kind of tedious. It would be nice if there is a machine that could actually produce that for you. So the next thing they say is the recycling machine, and I think the recycling machine is maybe going to be used for recycling some kind of parts that you already have. So maybe you found a jet engine, you can actually just put your jet engine into the recycling machine and get your super alloys and your iridium rod, which would be very, very helpful because there are many pieces that we don't really need, and it would be nice if I could recycle all of those and get my elements back. So anyway, the next part we are actually going to do is delve into the video itself. The first one is, they say, the dev preview 14, which is grass trees on a hostile planet. So let's go and have a look at that. And the first thing I can see is there's moss and grass all over the place. And it does kind of make the planet look much better. So I can count two different types of models of trees. Then I'm not sure if you would actually have to go and plant those trees. Another thing is, if I go back just to a second back, I think this machine right here, this is the DNA manipulator. So this will be a machine that can actually produce your seeds for you. So that's kind of handy. It would be nice if I have a place where I can actually just make seeds, not have to go ahead and try and find them somewhere in some kind of wreckage. Okay, let's continue. What else? Okay, so I can actually see across the lake over here. There it is green. It does have moss, so it looks like the terraformation does happen over the entire map. It's not just localized, kind of like the seed spreader, where the seed spreader is only going to make plants where you kind of put them. So that's kind of cool. I think that's great that it terraforms like over the entire map. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the next preview 15. They say alien trees and DNA manipulation. This one is kind of important. So first of all, I can see there is 2 different tree models. Let's quickly delete this. There is another kind of tree model. This is a different kind of model too. I do know there are some kind of like palm trees. I can actually see some green moss growing in the distance there. And there is a little bit of greenery coming on, yeah. So I guess there's moss and grass. Maybe moss comes first and then grass and then herbs maybe later. So let's see what's next. Okay, so this is, wow, that's a new kind of machine. Let's just take that a fraction back. So we have the different oxygen generators. We have tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. I think this might be tier 4. Might generate a lot more oxygen a lot more quickly. I'm not sure. It might just make the planet terraformation period much shorter. At the moment, I think if you play the game well, and if you've played this game quite often, I'm sure most of you guys have, it's actually not so difficult getting to the end. And I think there might be like different levels of terraforming. I'm not sure, but I kind of hope so. I'm really hoping so. Okay, so the next thing, we actually go inside. And the first thing I can see here is, yes, show DNA recipes. So this is a DNA manipulator, so you're gonna be able to, I think they show us here, if you want to create a seed, they say the tree 5 seed, it needs a tree root. I'm not sure where you're gonna get that from, and a mutagen. So I'm not sure what the mutagen is. It might be mutating that tree root, and you need algae. So algae, we all know, you can get that from your little algae generator that sits in the pond. You get as much algae as you want. I'm sure that many of these things are going to be made in the science lab. So I guess having a science lab is going to be kind of important. So let's see what's next. So yeah, that looks very interesting. Start sequencing. Cool. That looks super exciting. And just having a look at this world from here, there seems to have a lot of different kinds of plant materials. Like here looks like a bit of a shrub, and then we've got some different kind of trees in the background. This is exactly what we've been waiting for. This is exactly what makes me excited. Another thing that I'm really excited about is the fact that we might see some bigger open parts of the map. Some other parts that we have not seen before. I know that the map is massive at the moment. You can kind of walk off into the distance, but there's nothing there. So we might actually see something that's being developed that's going to go in those areas. It would be nice to have bigger areas that we can explore. Maybe we can set up different stations in the different areas, and that will kind of link it together. Another thing that I think might happen is the fact that we might see multiplayer. Multiplayer really excites me because I would love to be able to sit down and build a base and kind of work together as a co-op experience. I'm not sure if the devs are thinking of that. I've not read anything yet in the dev blog. So yeah, I guess that's about it for this episode. I guess Planet Crafter is coming soon, maybe next month, maybe a month away. I kind of think it's going to be leaning towards the end of March. But yeah, anyway, guys, you tell me what you think. And yeah, for this episode, that's it. Thumbs up, subs, and see you guys next time. Peace.